Alright, so that's the episode of Genshin Impact, yeah, guys. So yeah, we continue the Chapter 4, Act 5. Now, let's do this shit. Right now, let's go into Nebulette's office.
You're here! Finally! Is something wrong? Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
Damn.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
Yep, irresponsibility for Farina.
You mean they're all...
Yeah.
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know.
Yeah, like stop trying to hide secrets from us, Farina. Like, there's some stuff that we have to know, bro. Like, if we don't know if we don't know some of the shit, then we can't fix this problem. So yeah.
Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon?
Yeah, you're definitely hiding something,
My
Farina.
deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing?
And is it so strange that you're probably lying and not wanting to show people the truth about the whole thing?
I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
Yeah.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eunuchs, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me, your Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Damn.
Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
She seems deeply troubled.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, you noticed. Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
I'm afraid question alone might not suffice. We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to.
Yeah, like the only thing that's stopping this whole thing is her attitude, bro. The way she's acting, like we have to know her that truth that she's hiding, bro. The truth that she's kept hidden. Otherwise, Fontaine will be deeply in very big trouble, bro. So big that it'll end up essentially wiping off Fontaine off the map, along with killing the residents there.
We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh? Like what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
Yeah, like Farina herself never stood trial. Like, she once accused Lainey for murder, but so far Farina has never been on the receiving end of the trial.
Like, Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
Yeah, bruh. Like, right now, all of Fontaine is in trouble. And everyone who lived there is currently at risk of losing their lives. Yeah, everyone. So like it or not, Farina has to reveal the information to us. She has to. Otherwise everyone who lives in Fontaine is dead. And that she'll basically be the only one standing in Fontaine.
But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
I know who to call. Alright.
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know. Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or
Okay,
perhaps
so
one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
alright.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall. Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare.
Alright.
Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker, if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Alright.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant. With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Alright.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why is that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kind of works, but maybe maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Alright.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Alright. Chlorine's hunting metaphor was just that, a metaphor. We will not call this a hunt because that is not what you should do at present, nor has the relationship between you and Farina reached such a dire stage. What you need is simply the secrets she is keeping. Attempting to take her secrets is an act of self-righteous disrespect, but it must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters as foretold in the prophecy. Yeah, even though taking her secrets is, even though they do know that it's a sign of disrespect in some way, but in order to save Fontaine, it has to be done, bruh. For her to reveal her secrets, it has to be done, bruh, in order to save Fontaine. There is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That is what you will need. Wow. That's crazy. So yeah. Oh damn, bruh. Anyways, even though we have that, but we still also have Nahida's first story quest. So yeah. Damn, we have to reveal Farina's secrets in order for Fontaine to be saved. So yeah. But let's put that to aside for now, yeah, guys, and focus on Nahida's first story quest for the remainder of the episode, though. I know, Samara Week starts on Monday, but I still want to get this first quest to be done, bruh. So yeah. And we still got a number of quests to do for the Fontaine characters. So yeah. I decided to make this upcoming Monday, Samara Week, because there's not that much Samara stuff remaining. And I decided to make the entirety of July Fontaine month, because that's a lot to do with Fontaine. So yeah, still a lot, even after we complete chapter 4. Because Natlan is the very next chapter, bro. And that will wait until August 1st, bro. So yeah. So yeah.
It's always nice to go for a leisurely stroll.
Oh. Do adventurers often go to places like this?
Duh.
I guess so.
So, this is where you always meet your wife in your dreams?
Yes, for the most part. Our place is on the summit, just up ahead. When I saw her in my dreams, we didn't do anything but talk about ordinary, mundane topics. I'd tell her about our daughter, Haidar, and she always listened intently. She would also reminisce about the past with me, telling me interesting stories and cracking jokes. It feels like no matter how long we may chat, it's never enough.
Sometimes it's the little things in life that matter the most.
Yeah.
This is the part I'm a little puzzled about. I'm very familiar with dreams, and normally
Wait,
they lack logic
I was about to
and
say,
continuity.
alright, I was about to say, why was the
But
shit
you
starting to
should
get blurry?
remember what you had told
But
me
it
before, right?
came back to normal. So yeah.
That's right. She always listened to me carefully in real life, and now she's doing the same in my dreams. She always surprises me with some details from our lives in the real world. The fact that she can remember such things makes me feel like she's alive.
Oh, that's pretty weird. Well, dreams are kind of weird to begin with.
Not really.
However, the problem is that his dreams have too much structure and continuity. Most dreams are far more fragile than you can imagine. For example, a loud noise outside your window in the real world could cause your dream self to get loaded into and fired out of a big cannon. Another example. If you're thirsty in the real world, then you might find yourself trudging through a desert in your dream.
It really depends. Because Nahida, you could dream of whatever you want. Yeah.
But the appearance of your wife seems unusually stable and unaffected by any outside interference. Statistically, this should be extremely rare.
I don't understand it either,
Oh, man.
but I have no reason to suspect or reject these dreams. They're too beautiful.
Indeed.
But I still want to figure out the how and the why. These kind of dreams are novel to me as well. That's why I want to have a look at the scene your dreams have been taking place at. Let's go. Just think of it as a nice little hike to the top of the mountain.
Alright. Okay, so it says top of the mountain. Why is it still only two of the shits, bro? I don't know. One thing I do know is that this is the end of this episode, yeah, guys. So yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Viper, sign off.